Today we are headed to the brand new Food Network kitchen, which you can see from 19th Street, to meet up with our friend chef Bobby Flay just in time for the holidays. Bobby, it's awesome to see you.
Always nice to see you.
You haven't been on New York Live since before the pandemic, so we have a lot to catch up on.
Okay.
You opened Amalfi in Las Vegas.
I did. I opened Amalfi about 1.5 years ago. It's going really well. I wanted to bring the flavors and the feeling of the Amalfi Coast to Las Vegas, which is not a simple feat. But you know, obviously we do it for the food, and so it's going really well.
So, and you still have Bobby's Burgers.
Oh, sure. Bobby's Burgers is you know, growing and growing. We now have 3 in Las Vegas, 1 in Atlantic City. There's 1 at Yankee Stadium. There's 1 being built in New Orleans, and they're growing.
Yeah. So back to Italian food. We're going to make some dishes today that you actually have on the Amalfi menu, and they're great for the holidays.
Yeah, for sure. One of them is arancini, which is you know, made from leftover risotto. So what we're going to do is we have the rice that's basically 90% cooked, and we're going to finish it by adding broth. So we get all this delicious squash, and then there's some spices over there as well. Lauren, if you can throw those in as well. So we have some fennel, some toasted fennel, some brown sugar. You lay it on a sheet pan like so. We let it sit overnight so it gets firm, and then you take a little bit of mozzarella and you just kind of fold it in there like that. And then you have like what looks like the size of a medium-sized meatball, except it's a rice ball, right? And then you want to take a little bit of the flour, and the flour acts as sort of almost like the glue for the egg, and then the egg works as the glue for the panko breadcrumbs. We have some hot oil here. This is canola oil. So we just need to warm the rice on the inside, start the cheese to start to melt, and then clearly one of the most important things is that it gets really nice and crispy on the outside.
All right, so speaking of holiday dishes, right now Beat Bobby Flay Holiday Throwdown is airing on Food Network. What do you guys do different this time?
What we did was we invited a bunch of my friends from Food Network, because you know we all hang out together during the holidays. But we're also competitive at the same time. So we like to cook together, but we like to compete against each other. I have to say, it's like you see a different side of all the Food Network stars in the very best way. It's so great.
Well, I got to judge one of the episodes, and it was really fun because I've judged in the past, and you know, it's always about that one dish. But this time we had like a feast in front of us.
Oh, that's right.
So it was a lot of fun.
Well, I mean, holidays is about abundance of food and, you know, filling your table with your friends, your family. Same thing on Beat Bobby Flay. You know, it's like, you know, it's food first, and then, you know, and then the fun comes along with it. All right, so we have our beautifully golden brown arancini, and we're just gonna brown some butter. This is the easiest sauce in the world, and while we're waiting for that to happen, we can actually start the plate. First, I take a little creme fraiche, which is, you know, basically a soured cream. Then we're gonna take a couple of the arancini, and we're gonna take a little bit of our mostarda, and then we're just gonna take some of the brown butter and just kind of pour it over the arancini. And then we're gonna finish by garnishing with some toasted walnuts and then some fried sage. Butternut squash arancini.
So tough. I think I could handle that. So good.
Creamy on the inside, crispy on the outside. You have that sort of sweet and sour thing happening.
There's a lot of flavor. Now we're doing a bucatini dish.
I'm doing a red clam dish, and I'm using the flavors of amatriciana. So instead of putting olive oil or butter in here to start, we're going to put a little bit of the bacon fat in there, and we're going to cook a little bit of some fresh crushed garlic and some Calabrian chilies, which, as you know, I love. All right, so we're going to take a little bit of our tomato and let this get nice and flavorful. We have some clams, some little neck clams that we opened, but you can see I opened it with some white wine, and I'm gonna save the broth, and we're gonna put the broth right into the tomato. Then we're gonna take our bucatini, which we've cooked ahead of time. So then what we want to do here is we want to bathe the pasta in the sauce. We're gonna take some clams, okay? And we're gonna let the clams just kind of poach in there as well. And then of course you have the whole clams as well. In the South, they like to finish their pastas with butter, and frankly, so do I. I mean, it really doesn't hurt, that's for sure. A little splash of olive oil in there, and then at the very last second, we're gonna add some parsley, some of the bacon. So now the clams and the sauce and the pasta all feel like they belong together.
That looks awesome. I see why you didn't let me touch it.
Red clam sauce, baby.
But we also need to talk about your movie. we know you in Entourage, but this is One Delicious Christmas. Is this the first time you're not playing yourself?
It's the first time I'm not playing myself, and it's probably the last time I'm not playing myself. I should never be acting, period. But listen, it's really fun. It's a Discovery Plus movie. It's about an inn that has a woman who took over the ownership from her parents. And the chef is about to leave before the holidays. Thanksgiving and Christmas is obviously their big moment. And they need a new chef, and then a new chef comes in. He's a little bit sort of, he kind of goes against the grain of what she's expecting. She wants to keep things nice and traditional. He wants to obviously mix things up because that's what chefs like to do. And there's a little sort of love in the air between them at some point.
You're gonna say they fall in love trying to impress you, right?
In some ways, yes. I wouldn't say that I'm the glue of the romance, but I'm a very distant participant.
All right. Well, sounds like we have a lot of TV to watch. That's streaming on Discovery Plus
yes.
now, and we have Beat Bobby Flay Holiday Throwdown.
To me, perfect holiday meal. Gather your friends and then watch One Delicious Christmas. I mean, what could be better?
Right? Can we just eat that now, though?
Yeah, it's all yours. Too spicy?
Mm-mm.
Not bad, right? So you get the smokiness from the bacon. You get that nice brightiness from the clams.
It's not too spicy at all. Good. It's really good. Well, Bobby, I always love seeing you, and I always love eating your food. So thank you and happy holidays.
You're always invited, of course, to the Food Network kitchen.